Today we're going to go in on Transcendental Meditation. This video is for people who are considering learning Transcendental Meditation, who want to know more about it. And I know what it was like too before I got into TM, because online has some of the most resources. And there's all kinds of online information. Yes, you can attend a TM intro lecture, but for myself, when I was first starting out, I scoured the internet, looked for all kinds of videos, perspectives, to get a well-rounded opinion on what this is, what it isn't, and tried to get some insight. So I've been meditating for quite a few years now, so I think that I can share my experiences, and hopefully these will be of some insight to you on your journey. Meditation and other techniques previously. So with a well-rounded meditation background, I think some of my insights might help. So right off the bat, what is TM and how is this different from other types of meditation? So what I can say is that this is exponentially easier than any other meditation that I've ever practiced, with the most benefits, which is pretty ironic. Usually we kind of correlate effort and struggle with benefit. But this is inversely correlated with how easy it is, and the benefits that it gives to my nervous system are far beyond any other meditation that I've ever done. And this is probably why I'm going on maybe 4 years of doing TM, and super happy with the benefits that I've gotten from it. It is a super simple, easy meditation compared to other ones that I used to get maybe headaches or tension in my prefrontal cortex. This is not like that, and I think it has a lot to do with the instruction on how to use our mantra. It has a lot to do with that and the approach that it takes. Now, sometimes our people are thinking about a religious or spiritual aspect to TM. There is no religious or spiritual aspect that somebody needs to get involved in. The meditation practice does have its lineage, for sure, and its origins from ancient Vedic wisdom. As for somebody who is looking to get into learning TM, there is no background of that information needed or to accept or oblige to. I know some people just take the approach of learn the meditation, take it, and run with it. And they never visit a TM center or stay in the community. They use their meditation to their benefit once they learn it, and it provides all that they need. And if there is more knowledge that somebody wants to learn, that is also there available. Now, what is transcending even? What is transcending? It is a verb. It is to go beyond. And what are we going beyond? We are using our mental capacity to go beyond the relative world. And this may sound very abstract. A lot of the information will be abstract because it is. What is it like to go beyond? When we go beyond, we don't even have our conscious mental thinking capacity anyway to bring with us when we go beyond. So when we come back, all we can do is reflect on what that experience was like and sort of summarize it as best as we can. And what I can mention for myself is no body, no mind, no space, no time, just completely beyond the relative world. And there is nothingness. That's the best way that I can explain it without getting too in depth, because there might not be conscious comprehension for me to give to that. And possibly everybody who transcends might have their own perspective, but there are things that people do mention continuously, which is no space, no time. We lose feeling of our body, and our mind is in pure bliss. And it gets saturated at in this feeling. And from this feeling that we get when we transcend is what we bring back in our day-to-day life, this stability, this ease, this equilibrium to this world of variation. And that's what we take as the benefit, to go back into day-to-day life with a sense of bliss and harmony within ourselves. And that radiates towards our outer world. Now, is this just about relaxing? Is it just about relaxing? And someone might say, well, I could just sleep if I want to relax. It is about relaxing the nervous system. That is a big part of it. That is the main part of it. When we are relaxed, we act better, we think better. We have a clearer mental focus. We have better creativity. And we can interpret things a little bit better by sort of staying back and not really reacting to emotional triggers. So it is about relaxing, and that is probably the hook that gets people in, because everybody has some sort of stress that they're dealing with and probably can't get rid of it, and probably have been dealing it with for days, months, if not years or decades. And this is one practice that absolutely can help. Now, the hook of being stress relief can appeal to the masses. From my perspective, that is one edge of the spectrum, and then we get to the other edge of the spectrum involving the process of spiritual enlightenment and making the most out of our capacity physically and mentally. And that is something that once we get rid of our stresses, we reach a new baseline, and we grow and grow, and we step on this path of for our fullest development, whatever that may mean in your perspective. It can be coined as spiritual enlightenment, it can be personal growth, and that is a big appeal for some people who are constantly looking to grow, to get better at whatever it is that we do, even just being a human. That is one part of the benefits that come from TM. And how come we can't learn this online or through an app or just read something online and do it? This is from the Vedic tradition and passed down from person to person. This is a very personal learning approach that is done from an individual to one individual. So we can read something online about it, and I did that when I first started to try to learn it on my own. But after a matter of time, I realized that I didn't have it. I wasn't doing it correctly. And yes, you do get a personalized mantra, and this will be your mantra that you use during your meditation. And one of the main things that I think I've gotten from it is how to use the mantra. Is one of the biggest parts that the teacher will pass down is how to use it. Because we can all have a mantra, but if we're not using it correctly, it won't give the benefits. So that is one of the main things that I have come across, this personalized teaching. And I actually have a meditation teacher, Eric Simon in Montreal, who I keep in contact with and absolutely appreciate the work that he does. And especially for me, being a meditation teacher that I can gel with and speak to, that is a major benefit that I have from learning from a personalized teacher, certified TM teacher. When it comes to TM, some people think you might have to sit in full lotus position, might think, my knees can't bend like that, my hip can't take it. There's no requirement to sit in a certain way for TM. Whatever way is comfortable, as long as your back is maybe stabilized a bit, and you can go ahead and meditate. There's no specific place, ideally somewhere quiet, for 2 times 20 minutes a day, morning and evening. And there's not much restriction around it. And then again, once you have your personalized instruction, it's up to you to do your practice as you see fit. There is a cost involved, and this is a topic that people kind of get up and over with. Why does it cost this much? Or why should this cost anything? Or anything like that. What I can say is that sometimes the price may vary in countries to countries based on income and things like that. But from my perspective, I found that whatever I paid, the benefits that have come from it have totally it has been a return on investment for what I have paid for it and the benefits that have come from it and how often I practice it and stick with it. The return on investment is incredible. And at this point, nobody could pay me enough to stop doing this practice. I don't think there's anything that somebody could say to stop doing my TM would be a benefit. There's no reason for me to stop it. Can't see myself stopping it. And that's what I'll say about the cost and what kind of investment it's been like for me. Now, there are benefits to relieving anxiety, getting better sleep, to focusing better, reducing blood pressure, all those things. Like I said, the stress reduction part of it is the hook to get in, and that definitely does help. I have my smartwatch that I usually track, and one of the quickest things that you can see is the heart rate absolutely drop down. The nervous system gets into a place that is relaxed, and it gets into a deep state that is different from sleeping, waking, or dreaming. And the breath starts to get slower. So these are physical indicators of what transcending does. And because of that, the nervous system gets used to what it's like to have a low heart rate, to be calm, to have a low respiratory rate. And that's what we take into our day-to-day activities. That kind of sticks with us. The nervous system likes it so much because it feels so good. It's very liberating. That when we experience something nice, we take it with us. Just like, if we go to a park, we feel so good for amount of time, however long that is. We keep that with us. We keep those memories with us, and it's kind of like TM. The nervous system recognizes that pattern, and when it's time to go to sleep, it recognizes how deep of a rest it was during meditation, and it's used to going low. Low heart rate, low respiratory rate are some of the signals that I've noticed. Now, how long will it take to notice these effects? How long will it take? Will it take days, months, years? How do I know if I transcend or not? We can notice these effects immediately. As soon as we transcend, or even if we don't transcend, we get very low, those benefits are seen immediately. Those benefits feel so good for the mind to actually slow down, and thoughts get thinner, they get dimmer, and it starts to get lower. Mental capacity starts to go down just before we transcend. So even if it doesn't happen that we transcend, the benefits are there. And you can feel them immediately. The first time that I ever transcended, I absolutely was beside myself and I couldn't believe it. And that's how I knew that I had to stick with this. This almost was unreal. And the thing about it is that it's natural for the mind to do this. We just need a technique like TM. There are many other ways to transcend, but TM is the best, most efficient, reliable way to do it. And to do this repeatedly, so that we get used to it. And can it be a placebo sometimes? It could be, but from the research, TM also tests against the placebo as well. In their double-blind peer-reviewed studies, the information is almost obscene. That's why another reason why I'm making this video in simple word form, because the research is almost out of hand. There's so much of it, so many studies. It's all backed. But the best thing for you would be to have a first-person experience, subjective assessment on your own once you transcend. Sometimes we may think of meditations as all being the same, frustrating, hard to learn. It's kind of like, someone says, I don't know how to meditate. Well, I could say, I don't know how to play the piano. And I don't know how to play the piano because I didn't learn. So it's the same with meditation. It's, okay, I don't know how to meditate. Yeah, well, you didn't learn. So here's a way to learn. And the thing about this is that it is very easy. It's hard to compare to other meditations in terms of difficulty, because it's not difficult at all. It is extremely easy. One of the phrases that I've heard is that if you can think a thought, you can do TM. It's actually like that easy. If you can think a thought, you're able to practice TM and you are able to transcend. And yes, anybody, any variety, any religion, any race can practice TM. If you're a non-believer, whatever that means, or an atheist, none of the aspects of being a believer or following any religion or path have anything to do with meditating and practicing TM. Those are not compulsory. If you're a doubter, it's almost even better because you have nothing going in this. You're not going into this from a positive side of things, so you can actually still get the benefits even when you're not a believer. I find that better because it proves against any kind of optimism that somebody might have before they meditate. So how would somebody know if this is a good fit? Well, if you've tried meditation before, you might have ideas and thoughts around meditation about how hard it could be. But what I do recommend is to do what I did, is to do online research to find out what kind of material is out there. Yes, there is accredited material from the organization, but then there's also people like me. And this is one of the main reasons why I'm making this video, is to give my own personal opinion. One of the other influences that helped me along my journey was David Lynch and his lectures on transcendental meditation when he was doing a global tour to promote this. Those videos really inspired me to dive deeper into this and to really kind of consider it. There are also Maharishi Mahesh Yogi lectures that absolutely flew way over my head at the very beginning. They made no sense, and I thought that this man was from outer space, but that is the inspiration that I needed to get to that level and to understand that as best as I could. So this is one of the ways to know if it's a good fit for you, from taking in online information, talking to people about it, attending in a lecture, or talking to a TM teacher. After you learn TM, there is absolutely no commitment to do anything. You actually don't even need to practice your TM, which might be against the purpose of learning, but there's no commitment. Once you learn, you've learned it, you have your mantra, you have the method and way how to use it. That is all that you need to be on your way. So there's no commitment to attend group lectures, group meditation, any events, or anything like that. Nobody's keeping track. There's no logbook to say that Darren meditated once today only, or anything like that. And what would make somebody not keep up with the practice of TM? I think it would be the reason of why people get into TM in the first place is to relieve stress. And usually people are so stressed out, they're focusing on the stress and it kind of overcomes them, or priorities get out of the way, they get realigned. And that's probably the main thing of why somebody would not keep up with their meditation, and probably why they got into meditation in the first place is because they need more time in their life, they need more space, they need more proper relaxation, something to make their body feel energized. 2, 3, 4, 5 cups of coffee can only do so much, and sometimes a full night's sleep really doesn't do it. There should be something else, and this is a mental technique that actually helps in the most incredible way, but it has to be experienced to give the full, profound feeling of what it's like to transcend. And when we do this regularly, we regulate our nervous system from the inside out using our own innate abilities to act more holistically, be calmer, relaxed, think clearly in our day-to-day life. And that's pretty much it. And if those things don't overcome that person and they can stick to their meditation, it will provide lasting benefits. And even if you transcend one time and that's all that ever happens, that is a lasting effect in itself that will lead to lasting change for you, for in your day-to-day life. Everywhere that you go, you will take this feeling to a certain extent, and it will be applied to everything that we do, every thought that we think, and thoughts naturally become better. Maharishi said in one of his lectures that we are going to the source of thought. So when we go to the source of thought, things become more pure. They become more pure, and therefore, if we are at the fountainhead, everything else that comes out the fountain should be like that. The only problem is that we don't do this. It is not common. It is not something that we grew up with. And you could probably count on one hand how many people in your life that meditate. So you might be out of the crowd, but once the benefits are experienced, you don't have to tell anybody, but people probably will notice a change. So this is a video covering questions, ideas, thoughts, conceptions around transcendental meditation, addressing them from my perspective and my experiences. So I hope this helps you on your journey, whether you go with transcendental meditation or a different type of meditation or yoga practice or anything. Hopefully this provides some benefit for you and gives some analytical material to work with. Thank you.